They will tell you that fortune is for the chosen few. They will whisper that success is a lottery, reserved only for those born under brighter stars. But I tell you this, fortune is not found, it is forged. It is not gifted, it is grown. And every man and woman who has ever risen from the ashes of struggle into the light of triumph has walked a secret path, not hidden in the shadows, but concealed in plain sight, ignored by those who choose comfort over courage. The world admires the end of the journey, the wealth, the influence, the recognition. Yet few study the footsteps. Few dare to ask what price was paid in nights of solitude, in battles against doubt, in wars against the self. Fortune, in truth, does not belong to those who dream of it. It belongs to those who are willing to struggle for it. Think of Thomas Edison. They call him the Wizard of Menlo Park. But what they forget is the darkness he endured before he could bring light to the world. 10,000 failed attempts. 10,000 nights where his hands were blackened with soot, his mind weary, his resources exhausted. And yet, when asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I have found 10,000 ways that will not work." Do you see it? The secret path is not paved with victories. It is paved with endurance. It is lit not by luck, but by the fire of relentless belief. And Andrew Carnegie, who rose from the grime of Scottish factories to become one of the wealthiest men in America. His fortune was not in the coins he counted, but in the clarity he carried, a vision so sharp it pierced through poverty, through ridicule, through impossible odds. He learned early that wealth begins not with money, but with mindset. That poverty of thought is more dangerous than poverty of wallet. And so he rewrote his destiny by first rewriting his inner script. Do you understand? Struggle is not your enemy. Struggle is your teacher. The hammer that shapes the steel, the fire that purifies the gold. Without it, you would remain untested, soft, fragile, and easily broken. Fortune does not come to the comfortable. It comes to those who can stand in the furnace of life and refuse to melt. But here is the truth that few dare to whisper. Most people run from struggle. They despise it, curse it, avoid it at all costs. They pray for ease, for shortcuts, for overnight miracles, and in doing so, they close the very door that could lead them to their fortune. They do not see that their pain is a map, that their obstacles are signposts. Every trial you endure is pointing you somewhere, if only you would listen. When Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination, he could have surrendered to despair. Instead, he held on to his vision, even when creditors circled like vultures and critics laughed at his audacity. He failed, went bankrupt, was betrayed, and yet he pressed forward because he understood that struggle is not the end. It is the threshold, the doorway you must cross before you enter the land of abundance. And you, yes, you listening now, how long will you curse the weight on your back before you realize it was placed there to make you stronger? How long will you despise the long nights before you understand that it is in those hours, when the world is silent, that your true self is forged? The secret path is not in avoiding struggle, but in embracing it. It is not in waiting for easier days, but in deciding that today, no matter how heavy, no matter how brutal, you will rise. For the man who can rise in the storm will command the calm. Listen carefully. Your fortune is not written in the stars. It is etched into your discipline. It is carved by your focus. It is built, brick, by your willingness to keep going when others quit. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack endurance. They quit on the 5th attempt, the 10th attempt, the 100th attempt, and so they never discover that on the 101st lies the key to their freedom. But those who endure, those who walk through the valley of struggle with their eyes fixed on the mountain, they are the ones who emerge with treasure in their hands. Abraham Lincoln lost election after election, failed in business, suffered breakdowns, yet he refused to surrender. His struggle was not his end, it was his training. And when the hour came for him to lead a fractured nation, his scars became his strength. Do not despise your scars. They are proof you were tested, proof you survived. And one day, they will be the very reason others follow you. Struggle teaches you patience. Struggle sharpens your vision. Struggle humbles your pride and awakens your hunger. Without it, fortune would corrupt you. With it, fortune will crown you. But here lies the paradox. Fortune does not reveal itself to the man who chases it blindly. It reveals itself to the man who pursues growth, who pursues mastery, who pursues the unfolding of his fullest self. Wealth without wisdom is ruin. Success without purpose is emptiness. But when you allow struggle to shape you, to strip away your weakness and refine your will, then fortune finds you ready. You ask, where is this path? It is beneath your very feet. Every morning you wake, every choice you make, every temptation you resist, every discipline you honor, that is the path. Each act of courage, each refusal to surrender, each moment of gratitude in the face of hardship, that is the secret way. But understand this, the path is not crowded. Most will not walk it. Most will trade their destiny for distraction, their purpose for pleasure, their future for comfort. That is why fortune looks so rare, not because it is hidden, but because so few are willing to pay the price. Henry Ford once said, "Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off the goal." He was right. Fortune is not denied to you by the obstacles in your path. It is denied when you take your eyes off your vision. So long as your heart beats with purpose, so long as your eyes burn with belief, no obstacle can stop you. It may delay you, it may scar you, but it cannot deny you. And this is the truth you must engrave into your soul. Fortune is not money alone. Fortune is freedom, freedom of mind, freedom of spirit, freedom of life. And that freedom is bought, not with coins, but with courage, with sweat, with tears, with the unshakable will to keep moving forward when everything in you screams to stop. So let the struggle come. Welcome it. Embrace it. Let it mold you, harden you, sharpen you. Because every day you endure, every step you take, every storm you survive, you are not moving away from fortune, you are moving toward it. The greatest poverty is not in the empty pocket, but in the empty mind. A man may lose his gold, his home, his land, and still rise again if he guards the treasure within, the treasure of vision, of clarity, of belief. But a man who abandons belief, who surrenders his vision, who lets the fire of purpose die within him, that man is truly bankrupt, even if his hands overflow with wealth. You see, fortune is not a bank account. Fortune is a state of mind. And wealth, before it fills your vault, must first fill your imagination. Every empire began as a thought. Every skyscraper began as a dream in the mind of one who refused to let doubt steal it away. The invisible precedes the visible. The inner becomes the outer. Look at Carnegie again. Before his steel empire rose, before railroads stretched like veins across a growing nation, he sat as a poor boy in a dark room, whispering to himself, "I will not remain here. I was not born to wither in poverty." That whisper became a declaration, and that declaration became a vision, and that vision became an empire. And yet, how many of us silence our own whispers before they can rise into visions? How many times have you thought of a better future, only to crush it under the weight of your own disbelief? How many dreams have you buried in the graveyard of fear? The path from struggle to fortune is hidden only because most refuse to look inward. They search for opportunity outside while their inner landscape lies barren. They chase schemes, trends, shortcuts, never realizing that all lasting wealth is born in the soul before it is born in the soil. Walt Disney once said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." He was not speaking of wishful thinking. He was speaking of the unyielding power of belief. For a vision is not magic until it is married to discipline. Belief without discipline is a mirage. but belief with discipline is a kingdom waiting to rise. Think of the farmer. He does not plant seed today and expect harvest tomorrow. He knows the rhythm of seasons. He understands the language of time. He waters, he waits, he protects the soil from pests and storms. And one day, when the hour is right, the harvest comes. Your vision is no different. Fortune is no different. Struggle is the season of planting. Discipline is the daily watering. Faith is the patience that keeps you steady until the harvest arrives. But hear me now. Discipline is the line that divides the dreamer from the doer. The world is full of dreamers who never rose because they lacked the will to sacrifice, the courage to act, the persistence to endure. Do not admire your dreams from a distance. Seize them, chase them, mold them with sweat. Edison did not wait for inspiration to strike. He built it with his hands. Ford did not wait for the automobile to appear in his imagination fully formed. He labored, piece by piece, invention by invention, until the impossible became inevitable. Lincoln did not wait for the nation to heal. He bore the unbearable weight until the country was stitched back together with threads of his own endurance. Discipline is the secret currency of fortune. Every dollar of wealth, every ounce of freedom, every crown of success is purchased with it. And yet, discipline is despised by many because it demands sacrifice. It demands that you rise while others sleep, that you work while others waste time, that you hold steady when others surrender. But remember this, discipline is not punishment. Discipline is love. Love for your vision, love for your destiny, love for the man or woman you were born to become. To deny yourself discipline is to deny yourself greatness. And what of gratitude? Yes, gratitude. You may wonder, what has gratitude to do with fortune? Everything. Gratitude is the antidote to despair. Gratitude is the light in the darkest night. For he who is grateful even in struggle will never lose sight of fortune. Gratitude sharpens the mind, clears the vision, strengthens the spirit. Consider this: while others curse their obstacles, you will thank them. While others despise their struggle, you will embrace it. And in that posture of gratitude, your heart will remain open, your spirit unbroken. Gratitude is not weakness, it is strength. It is the warrior's ability to smile in battle, knowing that every wound is shaping him into something greater. But gratitude alone is not enough. You must be adaptable. The oak that refuses to bend is broken in the storm. The reed that bends survives. Fortune favors not the rigid, but the resilient. It comes to those who adjust their sails when the winds shift, who find another way when the road is blocked, who learn from every failure and rise wiser than before. Look again at Edison. 10,000 failures did not break him because he never called them failures. He called them lessons. That is adaptability. That is resilience. To look at your defeat and say, this is not my end, this is my education. To look at your loss and declare, this is not my ruin, this is my rebirth. And so, the path unfolds. Struggle gives birth to vision. Vision demands discipline. Discipline is sustained by gratitude. Gratitude is protected by adaptability. And resilience weaves them all together into a life that cannot be crushed. This is the secret path. Not a straight line, not a paved road, but a rugged trail carved by those who dared to walk where others would not. But beware of distraction, for even the strongest lose their way when their eyes wander. The modern world is a battlefield of attention, and the enemy is not hunger or poverty, but noise. Endless noise, pulling you away from your vision, stealing your hours, draining your focus. Do not let the trivial rob you of the eternal. Do not let the shallow steal from the profound. Guard your mind as you would guard treasure, for in truth, it is the greatest treasure you own. Remember this: fortune begins not with what you earn, but with what you learn. It is built not on the ground beneath you, but on the thoughts within you. And the man who masters his thoughts masters his destiny. Do you feel it? The path is calling you. It has always been calling you, in your darkest nights, in your hardest days, in the quiet moments when you wondered if there was more to life. The path was there, whispering, "Rise, keep walking, do not stop." The question is not whether the path exists. The question is whether you will have the courage to walk it. The courage to walk the path is not found in noise or applause. It is born in silence. It is born when you are alone with yourself, when no one believes in you, when no hand reaches to lift you, when no voice cheers you on. That is when true courage is summoned. Not the courage of the battlefield, but the courage of the soul. The courage to keep walking forward in the dark, guided only by the faint fire burning inside you. For what is resilience, if not courage, in motion? It is the refusal to surrender, even when the world calls you a fool. It is the decision to stand when your knees tremble, to rise when you are broken, to press forward when everything in you cries out to turn back. That is resilience, and it is the passport to fortune. Consider the life of Abraham Lincoln. He lost elections, businesses, and people he loved. He was struck down by grief and humbled by defeat, yet he rose again and again, as though some invisible hand kept whispering, "Rise, for your destiny awaits you." His destiny was not comfort, it was not ease, it was greatness, forged in fire, proven in sorrow, crowned in perseverance. You see, resilience is not glamorous. It is not celebrated while it is lived. It is dirty, it is painful, it is lonely, but years later, when the dust settles, it is remembered as greatness. The world admires the oak tree, tall and unshaken, but it forgets the centuries of storms it endured, the countless winters that tested its roots. Resilience is invisible strength. Only those who walk the path know its price, and you do not fear your scars, do not hide your wounds, for they are the proof that you have been chosen to walk this path. The world honors those who never bent, never broke, never fell. But fortune honors those who fell 10 times and rose 11. Those who were crushed, yet rebuilt. Those who lost everything, yet refused to lose themselves. Look at Henry Ford. They mocked him, laughed at his vision of an automobile for the common man. They said he was insane, delusional, chasing fantasies. But he kept building, kept testing, kept failing, until one day the impossible became undeniable. That is resilience. That is courage. That is the essence of the path. And still, there is another secret. Fortune is not merely built by what you endure. It is built by what you create. Struggle is not only the fire that purifies you, it is also the canvas upon which you paint your destiny. Every setback is clay in your hands. Every disappointment is stone waiting to be shaped. The question is not what life gives you, but what you make of it. Walt Disney did not inherit a kingdom. He created one. Out of ridicule, out of bankruptcy, out of countless failures. He took the raw material of his struggle and shaped it into a vision so powerful that it still inspires the world generations later. And you, yes, you, are called to the same. Your struggle is not meaningless. It is the very raw material of your greatness. But beware, fortune is not built by half-hearted effort. It is not built by wishing. It demands all of you. Your time, your energy, your will, your discipline, your faith. Fortune is jealous. It will not share you with laziness, with distraction, with doubt. It asks, are you willing to give yourself entirely? Are you willing to sacrifice your comfort for your crown? And only those who answer yes will walk the path to its end. Understand this, the path is long, it is steep, it is lonely. But each step you take makes you more than you were before. Each mile you endure transforms you. You are no longer the person who began. You become sharper, stronger, wiser, more powerful. The struggle is not only the road to fortune, it is the process by which you become worthy of it. For what is wealth in the hands of the undisciplined? It is ruin. What is success in the heart of the unprepared? It is emptiness. What is freedom in the grasp of the ungrateful? It is slavery in disguise. The struggle is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the universe asking you, will you be faithful with little, so that you may be trusted with much? And still, you may ask, what if I fail? What if I give everything, endure everything, and still fortune does not come? Then hear this truth. Even then, you will not be empty. For the man who walks the path gains something greater than fortune. He gains himself. He discovers who he truly is. He awakens his power. He becomes unshakable, unstoppable, unbreakable. And that, my friend, is the greatest fortune of all. For true fortune is not measured in coins or applause, but in character, in the ability to stand tall in any storm, to remain unshaken when the ground trembles, to walk with purpose when others wander aimlessly. That is fortune. That is freedom. That is the legacy of those who walked the path before you. Look back across history. Every man who built something eternal walked this path. Edison, Carnegie, Ford, Lincoln, Disney, they all bled. They all suffered. They all endured nights of despair that would have broken lesser men. And yet they rose. They chose not to surrender. They chose to keep walking. And because they did, the world remembers their names. And now, the path calls to you. You may think you are ordinary. You may think you are small, forgotten, invisible. But let me tell you, there is no ordinary soul who dares to walk this path. If you feel the fire within you, if you hear the whisper that there is more to your life, if you sense that you were born for something greater, then you have already been chosen. The struggle you face is not proof of your weakness. It is proof of your calling. Fortune does not knock on every door. It comes only to those strong enough to endure its trials. It comes only to those brave enough to walk the hidden path. So do not fear the mountain before you. Do not curse the storm above you. Do not despise the burden upon your back. These are not your enemies. They are your allies. They are the very signs that you are on the right road. For no man reaches fortune without them. And when you stumble, rise. When you fall, rise. When you bleed, rise. Rise, 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 until the world cannot deny you. For there is no force on earth stronger than a soul that refuses to surrender. And one day, when the weight has nearly broken you, when the world has given up on you, when the nights are long and silent and you feel like you are walking blind, through endless darkness, the dawn will come, the horizon will split, the light will rise, and you will stand at the edge of fortune, no longer the same as the one who began the journey. For struggle does not merely lead you to fortune, it transforms you into the kind of person who can hold it, protect it, and multiply it. The world does not need more men of wealth who are poor in spirit. The world needs men of vision, women of strength, souls of resilience. And this path, this hidden way, this furnace of struggle, it makes you into exactly that. Do not envy those who gained quickly. Do not admire those who cheated the path. For what comes without struggle leaves, without warning. What is built on sand is swallowed by the tide. But what you build on stone, on blood, on faith, on perseverance, that will outlast you. That will echo after your name is gone. You see, fortune is not simply a destination. It is a legacy. It is the tree planted, whose shade you may never sit in. It is the seed sown that feeds generations you will never meet. True fortune is eternal, not because it fills your pockets, but because it fills the world with something greater than you. And this is why your struggle matters. This is why you cannot quit, because your fight is not only for yourself. Your endurance is not only for your own crown. Every battle you win against despair, every day you rise when you want to quit, every dream you refuse to bury, you are not just saving yourself, you are lighting the way for countless others. Look at Lincoln. His resilience preserved a nation. Look at Edison. His endurance gave light to the world. Look at Disney. His vision still inspires the child in every soul. Their fortune was not theirs alone. It was a gift to humanity. and so will yours be. If you endure, so walk on. Walk on with fire in your veins and faith in your heart. Walk on though your feet bleed. Walk on though your spirit trembles. For every step is a seed, every sacrifice a foundation stone, every moment of pain a hidden investment in the fortune waiting ahead. Do not waste your suffering. Do not despise your pain. Use it. Channel it. Let it drive you deeper into discipline, sharper into vision, higher into purpose. For the man who learns to turn pain into fuel will never run dry. The man who can drink from the cup of struggle will never thirst for strength again. And remember, the world will not believe until you make it undeniable. The crowd will doubt. They will laugh. They will call you mad. Let them, for their doubt is your training. Their laughter is your sharpening. Their rejection is your refinement. When they push you down, you rise higher. When they close doors, you carve new ones. When they say it is impossible, you prove it inevitable. That is the path. That is how legends are made. But take heed, fortune is not found in arrogance. Pride is the downfall of kings. Humility must walk with you, hand in hand with discipline. For the higher you rise, the easier it is to forget the soil that fed you, the storms that shaped you, the nights that taught you resilience. Never forget the struggle, for it is the root of your strength. Never despise the beginning, for it is the proof of your becoming. Gratitude must remain your compass, for gratitude in fortune ensures your wealth does not rot into greed. Gratitude in struggle ensures your pain does not sour into bitterness. Gratitude keeps you balanced, centered, untouchable by pride, and unbroken by despair. And one day, when you reach the summit, when fortune is in your hand and freedom is in your grasp, you will look back and realize the struggle was the fortune all along. The nights of hunger, the days of toil, the scars, the bruises, the tears, they were not obstacles. They were the secret path itself. Understand this, and you will never again curse your trials. Understand this, and you will never again despise your storms, for you will know they are shaping you, they are guiding you, they are the very proof that destiny has chosen you. The secret path from struggle to fortune is not walked by the many, it is walked by the few, the relentless, the unyielding, the faithful, and you are called to be one of them. So stand now, lift your head, square your shoulders. Do not delay another day, another hour, another moment. The path is before you. The struggle is your teacher. The vision is within you. The discipline is your weapon. The gratitude is your shield. The resilience is your crown. Walk it, enter it, master it, and claim the fortune that was always meant for you. For the world does not need another soul who chose comfort. The world needs another warrior who chose courage. Rise, the secret path awaits.